Today, we put the spotlight on the IT and BPO sector, and joining us on Business Tonight this evening is Pramod Bhasin, Vice Chairman at Genpact. Mr. Bhasin, thanks for chatting with us on ET Now. Firstly, help us understand, what are your expectations from the budget, specifically from an IT and BPO sector point of view?
I just hope this is not a populist budget. We can't afford it. Our low growth rates, etc., have really hurt us already. So I hope it's a budget which will drive infrastructure, drive education. Most of all, if we can help clarify a lot of the issues around service taxes and transfer pricing and all of those things, that would be a huge plus for us. I do think we need to spend money in certain areas, but the only way we're going to get there is by cutting back on subsidies in other areas. I think the government has already made a good start in some of these areas, particularly, say, diesel pricing. Charge for education, charge more, is one thing that I would certainly suggest. Expand the tax net. Don't just go after the people who already pay taxes. Find ways to expand the tax net, because it's still far too few people in India pay enough taxes. That's a huge area. I wouldn't take tax rates up, because I think the country has already got low growth, and that can affect growth even more. So the central thrust has to be growth and simplification, if I can point to two overriding themes.
Mr. Bhasin, you did mention transfer pricing. In the last few weeks, we've seen a series of cases being slapped on companies with this regard. There's Shell, Vodafone, IBM. Does this send out some sort of a negative signal, you think, especially for IT MNCs who contribute a significant chunk to exports?
Clogging up the legal system that is already clogged with a series of further tax lawsuits is hardly the way to solve anything. We need clarity. So go after those who are clearly been blatantly avoiding taxes or doing the wrong things. But for God's sake, can we have clarity in terms of exactly how transfer pricing should work? Stop having lots of different interpretations across lots of different regions or geographies or areas or even offices, I guess, in some cases. And lastly, this habit that we seem to have got into. Our law courts are utterly clogged. The legal system is jammed up. 50% of all cases in this country are by the government against itself or against the people, or the people against the government. And that's because of poor interpretation, vagueness, confusion. I think if we can avoid that, it will not only help attract more investment and let people not be as wary of investment climate here, but frankly allow the law courts to function far more effectively and efficiently than they can today.
Fair point. On the taxation front, the IT industry has constantly spoken out against tax interpretation issues. Do you expect this to be addressed in the budget, especially now with the Rangachari Committee's recommendations being sought?
We think so. We hope so. We've seen the government make some actually terrific moves in certain areas. I think cutting back on subsidies, for instance, was bold. I think the statements that Chidambaram has made in the recent past about how it is his intention to clarify and simplify rules and procedures has been good. The appointment of this committee has also been very encouraging. So I think there are very definitive moves. I just hope they carry on and make sure that these are concluded properly and taken to their natural conclusion, that this is not just one more committee whose words get left hanging, and we all are left utterly confused.
All right, Mr. Bhasin, many thanks for coming in and really sharing your expectations and what you expect from Budget 2013. Pramod Bhasin there joining in on Business Tonight.